Happy Chinese New Year! Let's Sembang AIoT. Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy holiday, happy Chinese New Year. For some of you still staying at home, because some of you are, there is in the Chinese Chinese New Year, there is a day that we pray, Bai Tian Gong, the ninth day of the Chinese New Year. So usually there's a big prayer, especially for people with a Hokkien dialect. Yeah. So those Hokkien will pray usually at midnight on the 8th day, crossing to the 9th day, 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock during that day. So usually, for those of you who don't know about this Chinese New Year festival, there is one part. That's why middle of the night, luckily that is going to be tomorrow. Yes. Otherwise, during the weekdays, you'll be awake by all these firecrackers and so on. Yeah, and thank you for watching us. Thank you for following us today. Me and Ken Leong, we still do the Sembang AIoT to you. Okay, so of course, how many oranges that you have taken during this New Year?
Two.
Two only. Okay, let me see. I also took about two. I also taken about two. So, where did you go? During the New Year?
I went back to my hometown. Yeah, at Telok.
Telok. Wow. So on the way there, is it a jam?
Nearby Rawang there, jam around 30 minutes. And then,
30 minutes?
Yeah, and then no more jam. Yeah. Because I depart on Saturday morning around 9 a.m. So that time the traffic still considered okay.
I went back to Malacca. No jam, no nothing. Coming back also very smooth. I don't know why. Maybe. I think the first 2 days is toll free, right? Yes. You don't need to pay toll. During that time, people already going back. During the Chinese New Year day, is not many people around traveling. So okay. So thank you for watching, and then we are on the episode of 36. Yeah, 36. So for those of you who has just followed us or who have just watched us, this is the 36th episode that we have gone through. We are sharing more onto IoT, industrial IoT, AI, as our company, our main business are mainly targeting more on the industrial IoT and AI. That's where we are in. So of course, in our this Sembang AIoT session, we seldom do hard sell, purely sharing technology application in a different area. Yeah. Today, what are the topics that we want to talk about,
Today, we will talk about since just we talk about going back to hometown related to car.
Related to car. Yeah, that actually, I've just realized this is not one of them. Yeah. It's something to do with the smart charging. During the New Year, if you open up in the Facebook, you can see these people grumbling, while having their own new EV car, driving long distance, going back from Penang to JB to Penang or something like that. So they will face some problem, like, for example, I saw one of the video shown by one of the car owner. He say he is driving steadily, from a very far to down south. So what happened is when he's trying to speed up, the car, is preventing him from going faster and faster. I mean, it's giving you a count, jerking. So, that actually, this is not something that I thought, this kind of situation will happen. But in the real life, when the battery is going almost what they call on an average or lower level, the system is trying to help you to consume this one more reasonably. So that's how maybe there's some system for you to limit you from speeding, because you consume a lot of this current, during your speeding. I didn't know about that. I thought the charging station could be a problem. The number of charging station could be the problem, But I didn't know that there is another kind of problem. It's like that one, the system by itself will limit you from speeding.
This is the first time I hear this.
So of course I don't have a EV car, not yet. In fact, planning to, but then maybe need to do a second thought, let it become more stable and things like that. Yeah. But talking about the technology-wise in terms of battery, usually most of the battery right now, in the old days, let's say in the old days, when you use a battery like nickel, metal hydride, those kind of battery, you used to have a memory effect. A battery have a memory effect. Memory effect meaning this one happen in most of your handphone. I think some of you, you have this what they call handphone before, to charge your battery. Sometimes you just charge less than 1 hour full already, but then you use 10 minutes, no more battery, something like that. Yeah, that is the battery already gone into the what they call a memory. You remember. In fact, why is it remember? Because you are charging, the battery haven't reached the bottom yet. You are charging at this stage. So he thought that is the bottom level. That is called memory effect. Usually what you should do, have you encountered this one before? No. Usually because you are new generation. Old generation have got this issue. I don't know, some of you, who are old generation enough, maybe you can give us some comment. Have you encountered this one before? So for the battery to go into the memory effect, in order to clear it, usually if you go to those old charger, like last time I used a Motorola, there is a mode called discharging mode. Before we charge, we have to discharge one.
On the charger itself.
Yeah, there is a discharge mode one. You press the button to discharge.
This one, definitely.
That is to clear away those kind of memory effect, to reduce or to clear away this memory effect. Yeah, a lot of people, I think you haven't gone through. If let's say you dig up some of the old charging system, there is such thing as a memory effect. So same thing in the car, but lithium ion, because the advance of the what they call the battery technology has gone into in a very advanced stage where that kind of memory effect is no longer there. Maybe it's because of the material used, like for example lithium ion. That's why they go into the lithium ion is because of that. Yeah. So I think they have less, or they don't have this kind of memory effect at all. Yeah. But then again, whatever chemical thing that form up the battery, there is a characteristic where you need to take care. That's why, in one of our article, maybe can we show one of the article in one of our Exxon Tech articles talking about this, how can you prolong or how can you make your battery become more healthy, especially for the EV. This is something that maybe we can show. Yeah, in the diagram you can see, because since we are talking about EV charging, how AI or IoT is able to help in this EV charging method. So this diagram will actually tell you that in order to keep your battery in a good condition, or to let it stay healthy, you need to have a smart charging way to help the battery to prolong its life, and especially on the lifespan part. So you can see here, in the charging station, usually there is, of course, charging is providing the power, to keep on charging, but there is a mode where you can select, where how much you want to charge, how full you want to charge. That actually is very related to how you can get the what you call the battery stay very healthy, and then it's able to give you something that you want. Yeah. Usually, if you look at this article also, there is a part where you can say, normally those people don't charge the battery full 100%. They will ask you to charge maybe 70 or 80%. That is depending on how is the usage. For example, in this case, the automated or autonomous in this kind of battery charging can be, using one of our gateway that do the whitelist or payment management. Those people, let's say go, they need to. So they use some LPR, AI, vision AI, LPR, capturing the plate number. So he has the record of what you are doing, or what you are putting your vehicle on charging. So that part is one part. And on the left hand side there is an AI kind of activity where, when during the charging, it keep all the data of the charging pattern. Yeah, there is a place where in your car there's this BMS, a battery management system, will have all the data, and in terms of current, how far it goes, how much is left, whether the thing is healthy or not. These are the data can be extracted, and then based on the charging pattern from the charging this station, they can publish all this data to the cloud, for you to do some data analytics. Yeah. So those data, I think, if they want to do AI on the data, what are the things that they need? Maybe you can.
I think the AI maybe can suggest a better charging pattern. For example, how the current flow into your battery, the flow rate, and then even you can use the AI to make the prediction. What is the next time when you need to get ready for your next charge?
Okay, talking about this, one part is on the charging pattern. Charging pattern usually is depending on the car, depending on the battery they use, and then what is your pattern of driving also. How, 1 month or one week, what kind of your driving behavior. From there he can suggest to you, based on the battery data collected, data set, all those things. He can suggest to you, you should charge as this level, or maybe at this volume, maybe not so full or something like that. There is a charging pattern that it can suggest to you, this one thing. And then on the predictive maintenance, let's say, how do we want to apply AI, especially on the predictive maintenance? In this case, what do you think?
In this case, I think it can help to predict your battery can last for how long before you replace the entire new battery.
So meaning that the manufacturer of the battery, they will have all this data that tell you what kind of lifespan is going to be.
Yes.
Based on what behavior.
You can know your battery health. That's how many percent considered health.
So in this case, that's why we can be using one of these Sembang AIoT gateway, the ICO 330. So these are the place where it can interchange data with the charging station. So from there itself, you can keep a copy of your data set, in the cloud, or maybe in the local area, where you can process all this data, to give you an AI analytic where you can let the AI suggest to you what kind of charging pattern, and also talking about predictive maintenance, what are the lifespan, roughly, because car, usually when you drive a car, you seldom go and check how long can up to now, I think nobody say my battery can still last for how long. You never thought about that, right?
Yeah.
But for EV charging, EV vehicle is very important. You want to drive out station, suddenly you say, oh, the battery is going to last. Tomorrow it's the last day. So I think predictive, in terms of AI, predictive car maintenance, I think is going to be relevant. It's going to be relevant, and it is, I think, going to be effective, where it can suggest to you, that is a better time for you to charge, or it's a time for you to change the battery, something like that. Yeah. So of course, that's why we pick up this topic. Also, partly is because during the Chinese New Year, we chit chat and we talk about EV car and things like that. People driving long distance, what is their experience? There's one video also I see. Charging take a long time.
Yes.
A long queue, and then charging station not enough, or things like that, happening. So yeah, this is some of the thing that you can do. And then there's one part, if you can open up this thing again, there's one part I just noticed that there is some protocol called TCP/IP. But it's OCPP. Yeah, it's a open charge open charge point protocol. Yeah, so this one is a protocol that I've just discovered. In fact, it has been for a very long time, So this protocol is becoming a standard, where it's do the exchange of data between the smart meter with the smart grid, where when the charging is going on a very frequent, or more and more people engaging with this EV vehicle, charging point, you need to be more and more. Yeah. So let's say there's one area where suddenly they are clouded with these people, charging, your power consumption or power flow to the place can be very heavy. So this actually relate to some of the smart grid. Smart grid, they need to do some balancing, load balancing. These are the protocol used. These are the protocol used in many of these. In many of these area where the charging station is able to provide you this kind of information, what kind of charging frequency and things like that, to the center, so that the grid also can tune, to optimize, to balance places to places in terms of supplying of power. That is a higher level. This is a very higher level. Yeah. So I think, the last thing is about the pricing now. I think, in this usage of energy, there are hours, or there are period of time where the power usage or power pricing is they give you special rate.
Oh.
Yeah, special rate. So for example, maybe they are consuming from this solar, maybe, during the daytime or something like that. You go charging, they have a special rate or something.
So data will be cheaper than that.
Maybe they want to regulate the occupancy of the charging station. So if peak hour, of course, you have to pay. you have to pay higher. So these are the things where, at the end of the day, maybe, I don't know whether this thing is available or not on the apps. You can see, which are the charging rate, and then which are the available charging station that you can go to, and things like that.
I think for those EV car owners, they have downloaded an apps for them to identify which location got the charging station already.
Okay.
And then they also use the apps to make the payment.
I see. Okay. Yeah, this is one of them. So yeah, that is enough. If you have any question or any suggestion at all, to us, you are watching the Jom Let's Sembang AIoT channel from me and Ken Leong from Exom Tech and AIoTMission. Also, we are doing the broadcast together on the Facebook and also on the YouTube. We are doing this one on the YouTube and this Facebook. For those of you who first time seeing us, if you are interested to know more, I think we have done quite a number of different AI and IoT applications. Some of them we do have some demonstration as well in smart manufacturing. Previously we talked about these smart cities and part of the smart agriculture as well, and some sharing and how this technology is being applied in those areas. Yeah. So that is all about the EV thing. If let's say you have some suggestion or comment to us, do share with us. So let's connect back. Last week we talked about we haven't fully covered the data space. Okay, how data space is related to all your AIoT application, that is another story. For example, EV smart charging, whether or not it's going to be on this data space or not. I think if the direction is going that way, I think they are going to merge, they are going to be interrelated, on the data space, because data space cover quite a big area. So I just want to ask Kenya, maybe Kenya would talk about something related more to the data space. Of course, why we talk about this topic is because we attended one of the event. Yeah, one of the event. Which touches about things like the sovereignty, data sovereignty, data space is presented by one of the international data space association, is it?
Yeah.
IDSA. Yeah, IDSA. So I think in Malaysia it was represented, or so-called the agent in Malaysia is called a Digital Connect Society. Yeah, Digital Connect Society. And then we have also joined one. We are one of we are the member. We just joined just before Chinese New Year. We submitted. So we want to explore more in terms of data space. I think that part is a future. Yeah. But what is the main difference between, we talk about cloud computing, all this thing, and data space?
Yeah. So for cloud, I think it's the thing that you're already familiar, like those Google Cloud, Amazon, Google Drive,
Alibaba.
Yeah. Any cloud storage, that one is the cloud. But for that kind of cloud, does that guarantee you're able to control your data or not?
That is a data sovereignty that you're talking about. Yeah?
That's the data sovereignty.
Yeah.
That the data space that emphasize on it. So in the data space, you can control the data that you share to the cloud. Or when you have the control on it, which means that cloud, when you have the data space, it's like a standard. It's not a feature, it's a standard. Data space actually is a standard for all the data provider or the cloud provider.
User.
For everyone to follow, so that when the user share their data to it, they have the ability to control who can use the data, who can see the data.
Yes.
So compared to the cloud that you're familiar with, after you upload some documents, some images, actually the data is owned by the cloud service provider.
Okay.
You cannot control it.
That is the big difference between the cloud computing and the data space. Of course, data space, it encompasses a bigger infra that allow people to do data exchange or data sharing with authority.
Yes.
With the so-called data sovereignty, where you do have a signature, or you do have a policy guided on the data that you share. So it becomes a data economy. Yeah, I can remember. So one of the area where we were watching the video, there are two things in a video that highlighted the data sovereignty, especially on there's one called friend space or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to explain that part.
It's a social media.
Social media.
Yeah, they just give an example. there's a social media called Friends Space.
Mm.
So once you upload your profile pictures, you share your picture, everything,
Mm.
that one is all belong to the social media already.
Mm.
So if you want to take all the information now,
Mm.
you don't have the control on it.
Mm. Yeah. So any other people can take from, let's say, your Facebook, you know, for your what, maybe your YouTube also. You know,
Yeah.
people can take anything that they want, you know, to use, you know. But if let's say there is a platform where, you know, it is governed by a policy in terms of data and so on the data sharing, so you no longer able to say, oh, I want to download your picture, cannot. You want to get this content, cannot, because that data is owned by certain people. Yeah, that make the difference of that is one of the features in the data space, right? That one is called data sovereignty. So, for example, another case when we talk about you have a design, you know, you want to do a 3D design, you want to send to a vendor who make this vendor. Yeah, that part maybe you can
3D,
explain.
let's say you already draw a 3D design and then you want to print it out.
Yes.
So usually you won't spend a lot of money to buy the 3D printer.
Yes.
You will send to a shop or a factory to print it out.
Mm.
So the moment you share your design to the factory, you already lost the control on it. So the factory might sell your design to your competitor, share with other people, or print your design without your permission.
Have you ever thought about this before? Yeah, I think many of us thought about this before. What can you do? You know, but if let's say you use a data space with the data sovereignty, all this thing, this issue can be resolved. You know, but I think the in overall for the data space handling is quite complicated, right?
Yes.
Quite complicated.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to explain to our audience, you know, what are the key thing within the data space that motivate, you know, some of the users, people who want to share data. What are the key thing? Yeah.
So let's say you are providing some service. Let's say you manage a social media platform. So in order you want to attract more people to use your platform, let's say if you have this data space, so you can tell your user that whatever information you share on my social media platform is being protected and you can control all the usage. So it seems like it's more safer compared to you use another social media platform that doesn't provide this kind of feature. And the user will create a usage policy where the user can control what kind of permission that allow the vendor or the service provider can do with your data. So the usage policy is prepared by the user, not the service provider. So it's already do it in another way already. So currently, we need to agree with the term and condition provided by the service provider. But now, the service provider need to agree with the term and condition provided by you. So it comes in another way already.
Yeah, and then it's all interlocked together. You know, you cannot be taking any data from any places, you know, as you want. You know, like previously, like for this kind of 3D design, you know, all this thing, you have what you can do. You can sign what? Non-disclosure agreement, correct?
Yeah.
But signing non-disclosure agreement, you put there for 1 year, 2 years, you know, later on, where is this data going also, you don't know. You may be out of control. That, I think, that actually is one of the great motivation to think about data space more, you know, how you can, data space is able to help. Yeah. So if let's say can we show the slide, maybe we can talk about that. Can I also talk about that? No, the last one. I think we ended up there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can blow this thing up. Yeah, that is the whole structure of
the whole
structure of data. For example, on the right hand side, you are the user. On the right hand side, you are the user. The user abide by one of this usage policy. Is it? So, and then within the data space, everything in and out, it has to go through what? Maybe you want to explain this part, the IDS connector.
Yeah, the IDS connector actually is a piece of software that you need to write that software and then put inside a device or hardware, so that whatever data you send through the data space, it need to go through the IDS connector. And then the IDS connector also will measure, because this is a usage policy. So for example, you set a rules that after you share the data, someone download your data, it must delete the data after 3 months. So the IDS connector, they have the algorithm to measure the data consumer delete the data after 90 days.
Oh, okay. Okay, that is the use of IDS.
Yes,
data
and also
connector.
they also can use that one to, let's say you want to sell your data. You can use that one. The IDS connector will provide the interface for you to give the pricing, and then the data consumer, they might not agree, and then they will come up with another price, and then see whether you
can
agree
bid
or not.
You can bid for the data. It's actually becoming it's kind of data economy where
It's a
you can
platform
trade
for you to sell your data.
you can sell your
buy
data. This is very interesting. You know why? Because this is one of the valid issue where currently what you are having. For example, government is encouraging PADU. You key in all this data, but you are not able to make sure. Of course, it's abide by a rules, or regulation, or even a law. Yeah, but somehow your data is still live there. You know, people still can copy. Don't know what it's going to use for, but by using the data space concept here, every data that you share, you know, is with a kind of a policy, you know, hook onto it. So you have a say on the data that you share. This is one thing that's very important. Of course, on the other side, on the left-hand side, when this is when you're going to the this apps, don't know, when going to another place where some data provider or use people want to use, so it has to go through the IDS connector also.
Yes.
So it's a kind of standard. And then also you can also some of the data can be shared in the app store you know, you can see from the left hand side, app store, identity provider, there's a vocabulary, clearing house or broker and so on. You have many parties get involved. For example, if they want to buy and sell data, sharing data. That is very important where if let's say data space were to be, I think it's still quite new. I don't know whether it's formulated. I think basically in Europe, more and more people is engaging this. I think China also. Like you can see in our this is the last visit, we hear the speaker talking about that, and we have some people from China also sharing about that, right? So
there's an R&D center at China to help to do research on how to establish the protocol for the data space.
Yeah, that is actually very important in terms of your research data set, for example. Or this data set you can share with other people. You know, for example, in the smart city itself, we were talking about whether or not you can share the weather climate data. Who is owning that? Maybe the meteorology, you know, Jabatan Kaji Cuaca, you know, these people, you know, how they can share, you know. But each agency or each division, they have their own worry about sharing the data. But if this, if this platform is formed and then is well assigned, and then the policy plus everything is well assigned, you know, you have a full control of it, then people will be willing to share. Correct. Maybe they will earn money from there. Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That actually is one of the key. I think it's a key booster to AI application in the whole world. Correct.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no matter how good the research they have done, with the different data set, they still keep it themselves. Everybody is keeping themselves. Everybody claim to be they are number one in this area, but they are not able to benefit the whole community or the whole society and so on. Yeah. So this is one of the area where this data space, the importance of data space. If we were to talk about this, the last thing about data space, what are the main thing that you think that the users or these people that they have to use it, or you encourage them to use it?
Okay, this one I use the EV charging station as an example. So let's say there are two EV charging service provider.
Yeah.
So at the EV charging station, got installed a camera, right, to take your license plate, that kind of thing. So if let's say one of them they provide this data space, which means whatever they take your license plate, they know what is your car model, what time you go there charging, how long you charge, all this information is considered confidential. And then if let's say they have the data space, you can control how they use this kind of data. While another service provider, they don't have this kind of thing. How long you charge, how much money you spend, they own all this information. And then they can sell this information to other people. So which charging station you are?
You ask me.
You more prefer.
You ask me. Of course, you choose one that is more secure, right?
Yeah.
The data that is secure. Yeah. That is very important, very interesting data space thing. For those of you who just follow us on the Sembang AIoT, sometimes we talk. We talk too technical. Sometimes it's very hard to what you call to realize some of the actual thing. So maybe before we end, for this data space, what kind of example that you think worth sharing with the audience? Maybe you say what?
Another more easier and everyday in our daily life one, the washing machine.
Washing machine. Maybe you can share with the audience about this.
Maybe some of the audience they might don't know yet. Now the washing machine have the ability to connect to internet. So inside the washing machine there is sensor. Whatever clothes you put inside, it will identify, and then they will send all this information to the cloud. At the cloud there is a AI running behind. It will find out the best washing pattern for this round.
Yeah.
So if without the data space, all your information, okay, you wash your clothes how many times, how frequent you use your washing machine, all this information you cannot control. You send to the cloud, and then the service provider will sell it to other people, and then you will start receive a lot of advertisement.
So that's how you can try to imagine, how this data space is able to help. In fact, if you talk about this set of issue, which we pull back the cloud, usually right now all you have a cloud computing, running AI things like that. Let's say all of them, they are sitting on the same domain or same platform where they abide by this data space rules. So when they provide you this kind of services, at the same time also you won't lose that kind of privacy. Second thing also, they may be using other people data set which give you more values. Yeah. So in terms of let's say washing, what kind of washing pattern I can provide to you? They also may be able to share with other people or get some data set from other people that can give you a better service. So that all in all will give you a very beneficial thing, especially to the community and to the people, especially when you talk about technology, how technology really can able to fit or to benefit all these people, the users, that we need some kind of standardization like that. Of course, the road for this data space, I think they are still ongoing. We are still following. Of course, as a technologies, we need to follow some of these a big thing people is talking about. And then if let's say we are in a way of especially in the manufacturing, in the smart manufacturing, in the smart city, or in the smart agriculture, all those things at the end of the day is dealing with data set. How can you secure, for example, those people, the ownership of the data? How can you give them back some what they call payback, after so long of time they collect all this data set, they make it useful for you. That's where all this data action can be realized in the data space. So do you have any other last thing? Yeah. So for those of you who watch us on this Jom Les Sembang AIoT, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you think that is relevant. And that's the end of our this session. We wish you a happy Chinese New Year. Still not end yet until the 15th.
Yeah, next week.
Until next week, and we hope some of you who still on holiday, we wish you a nice holiday, a happy Chinese New Year, and 恭喜發財 again. I'll see you in the next session. Yeah, bye bye.